All right, welcome to Beyonce Tech number 8 with your host Wolf King. We got some better quality control up in this piece. We got Psychopath Atheist in the room right now. How you doing, bro?
And what's going on with you?
It's all good, all good.
Yeah,
Excuse me, my fucking drink yet.
up early on a Sunday. I've been up since early this morning. Took care of some business, everything else, getting ready for a busy night I got coming up. But yeah,
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for
trying to kill time.
What you were saying?
I was just listening to some debates, trying to kill time.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually going to do I think a movie review for like a later video. I think I'm gonna watch Don't Breathe. I was thinking of watching that Copo and the Two Strings movie, but decided to hold off on that shit. Anyway, let's see what we got in these fucking news vids. By the way, the link is public, so if you want to come in now, you got your chance. However, if I don't recognize you, you're getting out of here really quick. Okay.
Yeah, what's been going on in the news?
Okay. We got okay, Jim Baker talking about they're gonna kill us or some shit.
Kill who?
I don't know, I guess Christians.
Oh, Christians. Oh,
Yeah, some
that's
usual first world problem bullshit. They're gonna kill us, so let's ration up, let's get crazy. All right, hang on.
Yeah, I was to say that's something Christians could lean towards. Say they being persecuted again, and Christians love being persecuted.
It's not even really persecution, absent of hang on, I'm trying to screen share this motherfucker. Okay. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. It's acting up, so I'll just play the audio. Oh wait. Never mind. My bad. I see it now. I see it. Okay, you see it now? Hey, Chris.
Yo, Wolf.
Could be my bandwidth. Oh, there you go. I see it now.
Shit. That's the wrong page. All right, there we go.
If you disagree today with somebody who disagrees with the Bible and you speak, but they have an agenda, and if you won't stop, they are going to kill you. Do you understand this? You understand? I do. I've had death threats. We have never lived in a day of our time, in our history of America, where you couldn't have an opposite opinion. Now, they're determined to wipe out those who disagree.
Yeah, this is a gimmick he uses to push bonus buckets.
This guy cracks me up every single time I see him. Like he's like they're going to wipe us out, and a nuke's going to come, but you're going to need these bonus buckets, man. Like to survive in the wasteland, man.
And a good chunk of the people that he sort of like pushes this stuff on are old people. Like people who aren't even going to live to see it. Like if society, modern society, is going to collapse, they're probably already going to be dead before that even happens. So, yeah, and anytime they don't get their way, it's usually for more inclusiveness, more equality, and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're still alive around that time. They just bitch about it. Anyway.
I mean, that to me is a hitting. And just like I was talking about protesting is one thing if you do it quietly and you're going to say, I hold up a sign and say, I don't agree with you, killing you. And that's what they're calling for now. They're calling for death. And the death is terrorism. The death is to scare.
Wait. Black activists call for lynching and hanging of white people in white cops, and 3 officers fatally shot in Baton Rouge, dead suspect identified. I think he's trying to link this shit to Black Lives Matter or something. Psycho, what do you think of it?
That's the new running theme. Everything's Black Lives Matter. Anytime somebody black does anything, it's Black Lives Matter. Without any evidence or proof or anything, it's automatically Black Lives Matter. They the scapegoat for everything.
Hey V, what's up, sexy? Anyway, let's see. What was me thinking about? Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There are some crazy factions, but I doubt that Black Lives Matter is asking for the blood of white people or cops. I'm just gonna declare that right now.
People need to understand about Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is actually dominated by Christian organizations that are all about pretty much nonviolence marching or whatever. What they don't realize is these militant people and more radical people out here, they don't identify as Black Lives Matter, but the media and the large masses around the country, because of this media coverage, is just jumbling everybody up into this one umbrella when that's not the case. Like Micah Johnson was not Black Lives Matter, but you can't tell the average person in America that everybody's going to think he was Black Lives Matter when he wasn't. Same thing with Gavin Long. He wasn't Black Lives Matter either, but everybody jumbles him up with Black Lives Matter. Everything just gets jumbled up with this movement, and it's just crazy now. Media just took this and just ran with it. Now it's all run to crap.
Right. Okay, moving on from that story. Let's see. What else we got? Okay, Brian Fisher. No.
No.
Okay, decries name calling one day after calling LGBT activists bigots and haters.
What's your opinion about that?
Liberals use cliches to stop conversation.
What were you saying?
Sorry, I didn't know you was about to play something. I was asking, what was your opinion about that?
About what, Black Lives Matter?
Nah, LGBT community being, what was you just saying about the LGBT community?
He's saying that they're bigots and haters.
What's your opinion about that?
It's kind of bullshit in the sense that, you know, people, I mean, if we're talking about people who are killing themselves and you know, and just want just equal representation in society and stuff like that, I don't, I wouldn't call them bigots and haters. I just think that for the most part, these folks just want the same rights as everyone else. I mean, I know I would. I mean, I do, being a blind man myself. So I don't hate. I'm not a bigot or a hater to anyone. I just, you know. Anyway, moving on.
Stop discussion to stop debate. So they have all these cliches out there: homophobe, bigot, whatever the thing happens to be, Islamophobe, and they feel that once they slap that card down on the table, then that's the end of the discussion. They don't have to answer any more of your questions. They don't have to offer any evidence. They don't have to offer any proof. They don't have to offer any logic. They've just called you a name, and that's the end of the debate. So they use it to terminate debate. So when they start running, you know, and I've said this frequently on this program, name calling is the first refuge of a man without an argument. So when somebody starts calling you a name, that's an indication you know that they are out of intellectual ammunition. They cannot defend their position.
That's totally.
They say they're the voices and the paragons of tolerance and compassion. They are anything but. They're cruel, they're mean-spirited, and they're hateful. You want to know where the hate is in the whole discussion about homosexuality? It's on the left. They are the haters. They are the bigots. They are the anti-Christian haters. They're Christophobes, virtually every last one of them.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I get it now. So basically, what the clip was showing was that he was saying that, oh, okay, so when you name call, that shows that you have no argument, and he was doing it. So basically, that showed that he had no argument. All right. Yeah. That's classic like contradiction in logic for Brian Fisher there.
Yeah, I do think it was some truth behind some of the things he was saying. I don't agree with everything he said, but I do believe it was some truth with this whole, the whole homophobic thing. A lot of people do use that as kind of like the drop the mic moment, like like you're a homophobe and that's just it. That's the end of the argument. You lost or whatever, opposed to actually addressing what's being said. And a lot of times it's being used out of context. That term gets thrown around so much now that I don't even know what a homophobe is anymore. I thought I knew what it was, but now I'm not too sure because it gets thrown around so much. I feel like any group of people is able to be criticized. I mean, people criticize people all the time, but it seems like if you criticize anything a gay person does, it doesn't even have to be about them being gay in particular. It could just be something them criticizing them about anything, like and all of a sudden it'll be boom, you're a homophobe. And it's like if I criticize somebody straight about the same thing, the same exact thing I criticize the homosexual for, they don't call me a heterophobe. So why are you calling me a homophobe?
What would be an example of that?
What would be an example?
Yeah.
I think I got an example. I think I got an example that we could all use. Let me just. Do anyone know who this guy is? Look at the video.
Oh, Atlas. No, yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen him. He was on the Daily Show.
Anyone know who that guy is?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've heard of him before.
Pastor Manning.
James David Manning.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the guy.
He was on the Daily Show.
The son of a sack of white trash. If you thought that AIDS was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Well, you ain't seen nothing, my friend, until you have a flame coming out of your butthole and you need an asbestos diaper to be able to keep that flame from burning a hole in your pants. You ain't seen nothing yet. I got a penis injected in the butthole. I got a penis injected in the butthole. Every sodomite has a penis injected in my butthole. I got a burning in my butthole. I got a fire. I got a flame coming out of my butthole.
Is this doctored?
Yeah, this is edited. It gotta be.
No, it's not actually. He does this. No.
I've heard him say butthole before. I've heard him say like, anyone who loves another man's rectum is a hater.
What?
Yeah, this guy did time like longer than he did like a few years in prison where he was quote tempted, but he didn't yield, and yeah. I think there's a bit of an influence there.
Okay, now it all makes sense.
I mean, like it's the media and everything else that's pushing on this gay agenda and shit. That's why I keep thinking about eating dick and ass and shit. No, it's just what you want, dumbass. That's just what you want.
I never get why these kind of pastors focus on this stuff. They're so repulsed by it. Why do they talk about it? So I don't get that.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's sexy as hell.
Coming out of the butthole, Jesus, come into my butt. He need Jake's Creflo Dollar, Barack Hussein Obama, come into my butt. You better go and pray God and ask God come into my butt. When that penis comes out, the flame will start burning. I got the word in my butthole. I got the healing word in my butthole. I got the word in my butthole right now. One day, and it won't be long, on Harlem nights, all the faggots up here in Harlem, in my butthole. You're going to think you're going to be in the midst of the swamps of South Carolina. All
Yeah,
the
it's kind of
Harlem is lit up with faggots in my butthole. Tell these faggots to come into my butt. Flames coming out. Flames shooting out of my butthole. You're going to see it. It's going to be a wonder to behold. You're going to see the power of God. I'm the Lord. I said, I'm the Lord. I'm James David Manning. Oh, bless the Lord. Oh, my soul. And all that is within me. Hallelujah. And amen.
Hallelujah.
And amen.
Amen.
And amen.
Amen for that butthole.
Yeah. Anyone else think that's a good example of a homophobe?
Now that yes, he's a homophobe.
Yeah.
He's definitely like that's a homophobe. Exactly. But see, when you get somebody who, well, see, like myself, I sit up here. I treat the LGBT people the same way I treat these feminists. I'm okay with equal rights. I'm fine with equal rights. I fight for equal rights. So I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm opposed to equal rights. What I am against, though, is special rights. And both groups seem like they tend to sway towards wanting special rights, which I'm not for. I'm okay with equal rights. Special rights, I don't. I'm nah, not so much.
Cool. As
And I've been called a homophobe for saying that, and I don't think that's a homophobic statement because I say the same thing about feminists. It's just a position I hold.
I can respect that. That's it makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of hate the topic, the men's right movement versus the feminist movement, the internet version of that kind of. I try to steer clear of it. I'm just not interested in it. But what is it that feminists are asking for? I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking. What is it they're asking for?
Well, it's the third wave feminists that I really have a problem with. I don't have a problem with first wave feminism. It's
I don't
the third
even.
wave.
What is it? I don't. Again, I don't. What is the third wave feminist?
It introduces this intersectionality stuff where like it can like implied racism and all that, like for example, and white privilege, like depending on the color of your skin, like if you're a white man then you have a certain amount of privilege than a black man, and that is true to an extent, but they apply it to an extent which is in some ways racist.
Okay, let me use an example. Let me just do something for an example. Okay, y'all remember the well, this probably isn't exactly like related to feminists, but it is SJW-ish. It does reek of the SJW influence. Y'all remember that the Olympics, right? And the and that Canadian black guy who I think scored big in that. Ellen DeGeneres, like that lesbian chick that plays Dory in the Finding Nemo series for Disney. She said that this was she made a picture with herself on the dude's back saying this is how I'm gonna get my errands done, you know, because the dude's going so fast, like he's a fast guy. People erupted in saying that this is offensive, this is racist, you know, and she came out with a response saying, yeah, racism is a big thing in the country, but you know she didn't apologize. Why? Because she didn't have a need to apologize. I mean, she was giving the dude a compliment. He was a fast guy, and it was a joke. And it's like you can't make a joke or anything like that because people get so.
I mean, people can make no. So here's the thing. Here's my personal take. She can make the joke, and I remember this. I do remember he was like the Roadrunner or something, or an ostrich, and she was riding, you know, kind of like those kind of pictures. But people can say that's right. I mean, they are. You can't silence them, right? But I'm not saying. Yeah. No, but effectively, you're saying they shouldn't be making the. That's the thing. I mean, they can make the comment. I can just find it ridiculous, right? And then you can say this is ridiculous, right? Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to comment. I'm saying that that like the statement is incorrect. It's just like it's a compliment. I mean, how is it? I
It's
mean,
their
I
perception.
see no signs of racism in that
No, but it's they perceived it as racist, right? And you can say I don't see it that way, and I think it's ridiculous. That's it. I mean, people have the right to say what they want to say. I don't get what the argument is. The argument they shouldn't be able to say it. I never get this argument.
I mean, I've never said that they don't have the right to say it. I'm saying that it's just incorrect. That the stat
What?
they
But it's
that,
perception. But how can perception be wrong? It's how they perceive it.
okay,
Yeah.
if that's the case, if that's the case, then it's subjective. Then it's
Yeah,
really, I mean, because if they're because
right.
here's the thing. Because if they're saying it, because here's the thing, if we're talking about a person, right? I mean, this is a person who've had like from a range of people on their show, from T-Pain to the president, who have come
Yes.
with different points of view and stuff like that, and to say that someone as vanilla as her is racist
Yeah,
or
it's
that's trying to
racist.
incite
Right.
a race war, I think that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree with you. But that all you can say is like that person perceives it as racist, and I can say, you know what? Even let's say it was racist. Like let's just say it is. Like Ellen's earned the benefit of the doubt, right? Type thing. It's like, is this what you want to harp on? Like that's my perception. Even if it
Y'all
was,
talking about the picture with Usain Bolt? Is that what you
exactly.
guys
Yeah,
talking
Yeah,
about?
I think it's stupid. But
Okay. Yeah, that picture with Usain Bolt, I I didn't find it racist myself because I knowing the type of person that Ellen's just a goofball, and I thought it was just like a goofy picture or whatever. But you know, people you could find a racist undertone in that if you're looking for a racist undertone, but I don't think it's one there. I think some people are looking too hard with that one.
yeah,
I don't. It bothers me because I know racism exists, and I fight against racism all the time, but I don't want people you know, pulling the false alarms on
hmm
stuff that really isn't racist because it makes people like me, makes people like myself job harder when people are making false alarms
yeah.
and
It's
crying
so
wolf in that.
insignificant, right? Right. To me, right. You're right. It's just this picture's so insignificant, and I kind of hate Black Twitter. I kind of hate the phrase and that term. I kind of ignore that stuff. But so,
No one said anything about Black Twitter though.
but that was a big thing. There's a thing called Black Twitter, and there was a lot of people there saying that picture. I remember this like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that picture was
About two
racist. And
weeks.
I just
Hernando, I find it fascinating that, well, first off, I've never heard of Black Twitter, and second off, I find it fascinating that it actually has to be advertised to even be recognized.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking up something new. Hey, what's up, Alexandria? And Kaiser.
Sky is up. Sky is the limit.
Let's see what else we got. Vigilant Christian. Let's see what his crazy ass is up to.
Oh, this will be good. More Mario action.
Okay. Okay, no. That's terrible. Stop that. Thank you. All right, now, militant atheist occultists come to Jesus by watching. Wow.
What? Please tell me he's not going to talk about a movie that's inciting.
Yeah, I'll just say I'll just look to Usain Bolt, Illuminati member.
Okay.
We're trying to talk.
Ads. Okay.
Alright, hey everyone, it's TVC Mario, and you're here for a video I wanted to do to respond to this article by VanityFair.com. Usain Bolt, fastest man alive and Illuminati member. It's all about his hand signals. So actually, me and my brother in the Lord, What is Real, are actually talked about in this article, and our videos are linked up. And I wanted to, as I said, go ahead and respond to it. If you haven't seen my video, I'll leave it linked up in the description section. right here. I did a video showing that he's constantly flashing Illuminati 666 hand signs, eye symbolism, and for crying out loud, he was even seen wearing a Freemason ring. And for those of you who don't actually take the time to research this and you come to articles like Vanity Fair and other people who are not researchers, completely clueless, and are conditioned to not believe this information, you need to recognize that the Freemasons are a secret society. Now, lower level Masons don't have a clue what the organization's overall intent is. As you get initiated to higher levels within the secret society,
There are black folks in the Illuminati or in the Freemasons or some shit.
They're Black Masons. Yeah.
And okay,
Yeah.
so color me blind here. So this 666 sign is the OK sign, or should I say, I can't wave an OK sign anymore. Oh, well, that's wonderful. That's just fucking brilliant.
Well,
I mean, what does it trigger this fuck who originally did a shit ton of hallucinogens and now can't distinguish fact from fantasy? I mean, I'm just saying, like, if a satirical group of Satanists can basically trigger this guy, I mean, anything can pretty much. That has nothing to do with his religion.
Nothing at all. I mean, if anything's
Freemasonry does exist. Go ahead.
yes, it does, but it's basically just a group of old fucks or young fucks who just like party.
They're not all young.
Shit.
They're not all old.
Yeah, that's why I said young.
Yeah. Okay. What were you saying, Kaiser? Just before.
No. It was just some. It's just this is an obvious. I mean, this is just bullshit to me. This guy, vigilant Christian. Holy fuck, man! You don't even want to know what I have to think about this asshole.
Do they think like the Freemasons have like cures for diseases and withhold them from the rest of the populace type thing, or what is it that Freemasons have access to?
They think they're part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about Masonry is you have to be a theist in order, you have to have believe in some sort of higher power to be a Mason. Like, you can't be an atheist and be a Mason.
I think I heard some guy who was it? I think in the community, Mark Yanoya, that's a Freemason or some shit.
He was at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Because Commando always gives him shit about it.
Yeah,
What's
that was
that?
hilarious.
What's that Christian name? Robbie. Robbie's said he was a Mason.
Robbie, which Robbie?
Robbie Down syndrome.
Robbie?
Christian. Robbie,
Oh, wow.
that used to be in G-Man hangout all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
He said he was a Mason.
I wouldn't say shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna move on from that.
Yeah.
they will let you know more and more of the secrets. It's a secret mystery school. And the highest levels, as you go up, they end up knowing exactly what the purpose is. And the goal for the Freemasons, the Skull and Bones, Rosicrucians, and all other secret societies, at the pinnacle of these secret societies, the elite, is to bring about a globalized new world order. They're working to bring about what the Bible describes as the Antichrist kingdom. And this is something very real. In fact, it's admitted. You can go ahead and study a book called The 13 Illuminati Bloodlines by Fritz Springmeier. And what he does is point out the families that are tied into the Illuminati, this network of secret societies, mystery schools. And one of them is the Rockefellers. And David Rockefeller, in his memoirs, admits that they are working to move the world into a globalized plan, and he is proud of this. And they're working against the best interest of the United States of America. But what happens is this information ends up getting out to the public.
So let me get this straight. So it's leaked by this particular athlete from Canada, who put up a bunch of signs because because he's happy that he won and shit like that, and he's getting a bunch of pictures, and therefore the Illuminati is known to people.
The thing is so stupid. He's saying they're doing this to bring about the Antichrist. Well, for that to happen, like, say it's true, God has to be complicit in bringing the Antichrist about. So it's like, if it's gonna happen, like God the God they believe in's already ordained it to happen. It's not these people making it happen. I just the whole thing is so stupid. It's so
Dude,
stupid.
all I know is if he says mystery school one more time, I'm just gonna laugh my fucking ass off.
Yeah, mysteries.
I mean, this guy, he watched way too much fucking Alex Jones and shit, and he just lost his mind over time.
Right. Well, did you say he did drugs or something or what?
Yeah, he fucking did drugs. He did drugs in high school, and like he did a bunch of shrooms and shit and LSD, and he just lost his fucking mind.
Yeah.
I wish Marilyn Manson was the Antichrist. That'd be kind of cool.
So, these beliefs are so silly. They're so silly, and these people, and you'll hear adult, functioning, otherwise rational people believe this stuff, and it's just so like disappointing. Like we're at this far advanced, and people are still talking about revelations and people getting
Yeah, it's pity. But it makes
Yeah,
for
but
good entertainment.
Okay, let's see what else. Something. Yeah. Murders to nuns. Protests.
You do make a point, Alexandria. I almost feel like I gotta pay to watch this shit.
I might say something interesting. To me, the world isn't a secret society. I guess nature. I don't know why there is racism or sexism, but I guess that life is like micro society. Everyone wants to make good deals with their friends and protect their friends. We won't want to say bad things about our friends, really, or bad things about our family or ourselves. But I don't know if people are masochists, or I don't know if people are submissive, or there should be a revolt, a revolt against the authority. It's like nature is authority. Everyone should be authoritative. There should not be jail or policemen. It's like even judges, they have no right to judge other people, but we take it for granted. I don't know. It's like I guess we're the divine or the intervention. There's no such thing as Jesus coming back. To me, it's a fairy tale like Alice. I don't know. I thought the Jesuits make it the Sueur of Turin. It's like to put ideas in people's brains to make them more submissive. I don't know. I don't want to be an happy slave. But I guess the work I do it for myself. But I'm stuck in this, I don't know, democratic or capitalist or whatever. I believe we still make the illusion that every country is, that there is no frontier. And I don't know. It might be an oligarchy. It might be an invisible ruling class that dominates everything, but you will never see them, the real names or the real people. It's always their representative, and everyone knows that politicians are liars and they cannot change anything. Anything goes in one direction.
I would have to agree on a good some chunk of that, but we're gonna move on from that. That's okay. So we got Tommy Sotomayor. Why do wait, what? Why do black? Okay, yeah. Why do black men take pride in taking out the white trash or whatever? Some crazy race baiting shit.
Oh, he does.
Boy, Tommy Sotomayor. Guess what belongs in there? Trash. Guess what I'm doing? I'm taking out the white trash. Now, taking out the white trash is symbolic to me because, well, a lot of these brothers out here doing the exact same thing. They've been taking out the white trash. Now, I don't mind who you date. You can date whoever you want to and marry whoever you want to. That's okay. Let me make sure I shut this garage door down.
You sure living better than I am, that's for sure.
Whatever you like and whatever makes you happy.
Huh?
He don't own that house. He don't own that house, FYI, but you know he's just house sitting. But continue.
Yeah, he's actually called that house a mansion a couple times.
Yeah, and again, he's just house sitting. I can show you the website where he finds these houses at. He stays there for a few months, then he leaves and goes to another mansion and house sits for X amount until somebody buys the place.
I'd figure he'd be a butler or something like that.
Nah, you gotta
No,
have
it's
more
not a
class.
butler. It's just house sitting.
But
Yeah, it's just he's just house sitting, just keeping up with the maintenance of the house until somebody's able to sell it.
with
Yeah,
two,
I actually know butlers who have more class than this dude. Anyway, moving on.
well, no, he's a butler. It's with 2 B's.
Yeah.
But here's what a lot of these guys who are taking out the white trash do. There's a young man, and the reason I'm talking about this young man is because, well, he brought me up in one of his videos, and he used to be a guy who thought I was the greatest thing since sliced bread. He loved Tommy Sotomayor, and he said, why do people mess with Tommy? Tommy, they're just messing with you because they hate you. Now all of a sudden he says he doesn't like me because, well, I talk bad about black women, but I still am with them. But him, on the other hand, he hates black women, and he doesn't sleep with them. He only sleeps with white women. Well, I never knew what type of white woman he was married to, but he sounds like a black redneck. You got heard him? Well, he actually showed his wife. Now, his wife looked like a cross between Rocky Dennis, for those who don't know, go look up the mask, and not the Jim Carrey mask. And she looked like Frankenberry. Now, this man's white woman is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. Matter of fact, I'll put a link in the description box so you can go see this man's white woman. Now, the reason I'm showing this man's white woman, again, is not to be malicious. It's because he put his white woman in a video, and he's talking about black women, and mostly because he talked about me. Once you call me a scam artist and try to hurt my business, then I'm coming out.
So you're admitting that your business is really just a bitch about black women and all this other shit, and despite like talking, I mean, he's all over the place. It's
And he
ridiculous.
is a scam artist, and he is
You
a
know-
scam artist. FYI.
Yeah, he is. I remember the whole Fatherless America thing. But go ahead, Kaiser.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't even. I've got to give the guy at least a small bit of credit, and I know this is really going to be retarded, but I got to say it anyway. If he were to be a little more pro-human and turn this little thing into a stand-up skit, he would actually do some good. I'm throwing it out there. I know I'm just really crazy about that kind of shit, but
No, actually, that is a good point. I mean, if he wasn't like, if this wasn't really him, if this bullshit that he puts on wasn't the real him, he could actually make a good gimmick out of it. But really, I mean, the dude's an asshole. Like, honestly.
I mean, he's a real live character. Like, he's really Uncle Ruckus. Like, you know, you see Uncle Ruckus on TV, and you sit there and you laugh at Uncle Ruckus because you're saying to yourself, nobody is like really like this. Like, nobody can't be like this. Like, this is strict. And then you get on YouTube and you see somebody like Tommy Sotomayor, and you like, wow, people really do act like this. Like, it really is people out here who believe this crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
After you, and since you put her out in the public, because I didn't dig for these pictures, it's out in the public. You want the world to know that you got this white woman and you are proud of her. So let's discuss this white woman, shall we? The dude says that he hates black women. Those are his words. He hates them. Nothing wrong with that. He can feel that way. He's just one man. Now, maybe it's because he's been hurt. Maybe it's because he hurt them. Maybe it's because he doesn't find them attractive. But then when I saw his sisters and his mama, I see why he wouldn't like black women, because, well, look where he came from. But then look where he ran.
Can someone make the same argument or points about you? That the only reason you don't like him is because you had a background to where they either treated you shitty or some other emotional reaction, and that's why you act like this today. I mean,
yeah, this guy is kind of like the black version of Stefan Miner. That's how he comes across to me.
Yeah, and Yeah, he looks stoned in this. Yeah, but I remember that Fatherless America movie he said he was going to put out. He got donations for that, and he never made the movie. I
He
think
raised
someone
about
asked.
$100,000 for that.
Yeah, I think a woman asked him about that, and he admitted he paid his child support with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and used it to go around the country traveling.
yeah. In fact, I got this video to show you guys. Fuck this because this is I'll play a little bit more of this, but then we're moving on.
Yeah, I can't stand his
And
face.
that's my problem right there. You can't say what this man said, which is he doesn't like black women, he doesn't find them attractive. They're trashy, they're ghetto, when he's with a white girl that white dudes don't want. Here's my rule about dating white women. If she ain't bad enough for white dudes to look at her and say they want her, I don't want her. If she a piece of trash and live in the hood and from the ghetto, I don't want her.
Wait, what? So you want stuff because white dudes got it or want it?
Yeah.
That doesn't like. Wouldn't you want to be attracted to somebody because you like them, not because other people want them?
I can't even wrap my head
He's
around
all
that shit.
about status. He's all about status, and to him, that's status.
Wow. Okay. So I mean, so okay. Okay. So this guy that he's critiquing is wrong because okay, fuck, he's confusing the fuck out of me. So this guy is wrong because like okay, he's with a white woman, so he can't talk shit about black women, even though he got this from Tommy, and Tommy thinks that the black woman is
Who
like
was
the
with a white woman?
of
Who was
America.
with a white woman is, yeah, he was with a white woman still talking smack about black women. So he's a living contradiction.
But
He's a
also
hypocrite.
he doesn't want this white woman because if they're not bad enough for white men to want, he doesn't want her. Like this dude retarded.
Yeah, pretty much.
No offense to my disabled people, no offense to disabled people or anything like that, but this guy is ridiculous. Like
I
he's
mean,
retarded.
is there a bigger race baiter than him on YouTube? I mean, seriously. I mean, just look at his videos. I mean, just read the titles of every single one of his videos. Like, he is the biggest race baiter on YouTube.
I mean, it came full circle when he got into that shit with drunken peasants, right? And I just happened to seen that stuff. He called them racist in one instance, right? And then in the next thing he called them SJWs, which is like, I mean, you can't be both. You can't be both.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it makes no like he's all, and what killed me when he did that was he actually expected people like myself to jump to his defense when he called the drunken peasants racist. And even though I do think that TJ has been doing a lot of race baiting himself lately, I'm not going to jump to Tammy's defense, and then or whatever the case may be. Fuck him. Like what? Please, you on your own, bruh. Knock yourself out. You thought the grass was greener over there. Stay your ass over there, and you fend for yourself. Don't try to bring your ass back over here.
Yeah, and also he took down one of their videos because merely because like over some drama and shit like that. It really wasn't anything anyway. Let me see. Okay.
Yeah, that was freaking retarded.
I like his originality though, Fatty McWhiteface.
Fatty McWhiteface. Like, I haven't heard that before.
Everybody's doing the Bodie
Never heard
McWhiteface. No, it's the Bodie McBoatface parodies, and they're just rolling around the internet now like it's going out of style.
Okay, I got another video. I got another video with this guy. What's up, Blue? I got another video with this guy. He's going off on some. Okay, he just had a car accident, and look how he reacts to it when he talks to the person in particular.
Here on this exit 67 here in Cedar Hill. She hit me turning over in that lane over there, but she cut in too deep because she didn't see me. She turned into my car, hitting my car. I moved over to the side over there, hit that, and as you can see, when I went onto the curb, there's damage. Here's a chunk out of this tire, and this one is flat. So the guy's telling me, no, you're not gonna talk. Hey, let me tell y'all, see, That's the problem with black women right now. They talk. I ain't bothered this woman. I ain't bothered you. Anything to you ain't talking to my phone. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. This is what nobody likes these black hoes. Black hoes. Black hoes. Black hoes. Get on my face, don't bitch. Because I'll keep your motherfucking ass. Get on my face. Yeah. I don't like black bitches anyway. Bye. Bye, that's right. Bye, bro, bitch. Bye, bro, bitch. My car costs more than your house, bitch. My car costs more than your house, bitch. Oh, you don't know who you're talking to. Watch when you find yourself online. I don't have no issue about my insurance, bitch. What insurance? What insurance? What issue, bitch? What issue? No, I don't. He had it. I don't have, bitch. I'm not scared, bitch. I'm not scared. You keep talking to me and I asked you to leave me alone. Did I bother you? And I was talking on my phone. You didn't have to say shit to me, did you? Did you have to say shit to me? You didn't have to say shit to me. You did not have to say shit to me. Hey, I got something in the car for you. You want to do it? You want to do it? You want to do it? Then let's roll. Let's do it. Exactly. No, you came up there talking in my phone. They told me to wait because I.
He's the one who was wrong. That's why. Because he didn't.
I'm not going over there. Now I want y'all to see that woman. Look at her.
Okay, so what you guys think of this?
Okay, look, I've seen those kinds of damages on. I was an auto mechanic for 6 years, and I've seen that kind of damage on rims before, and the odds of those tires being damaged like that over a side swipe of a car accident are so rare. And also, am I just tripping myself, or was that car? Both those cars were dark in color, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so where's that white scuff coming from? Dude, this guy is so full of shit. The only type of damage that I see that kind of that I see that happening from when I was ever a car mechanic was when somebody's skimming on a curb.
Oh yeah, or divider or something. Yeah.
Yeah. What about his reaction to the other driver talking about like I didn't have to like you didn't have to say anything to me or like
he was completely
like how y'all feel about that?
Yeah, he was completely out of pocket. I mean, it seemed like she was pretty calm and she was just trying to exchange paperwork and everything else, and he just went straight full blown Tammy, like you know, like he was making an ether video or something, like he forgot where he was at, and he just started letting all his true feelings out. And started projecting his hate towards black women all on her, and the part that kills me the most is at the end when he says, "I got something in the trunk for bitches like you," or whatever the case may be. Like, really? You got something in the trunk for her? You got something in the trunk for her? Really?
Yeah.
And the cop was right there.
I think
you
that
notice
really
the cop was right there. You notice the cop was right there, and he heard that part. Because he screamed it real loud, and the cop was there, and the cop didn't even check him. The cop didn't check his car for no guns or anything.
You can't tell if the cop did hear that though. I didn't see him in the video when he said that.
Yeah, I gotta agree. He was pretty far away. I mean, he could have. It's possible that cop might not have heard him.
Can you read that part up real quick, Wolf? Like, take it back a few seconds. He was out the car. He was only a few feet away. And remember, Tommy was loud.
You know what I think is really funny? This dude, like, he complains whenever like trolls tell him not to come to a certain state because I'll kill him. But this woman comes up and tries to exchange information with him, and he talks about like, I got something in the trunk for you. I'm pretty sure this dude. I'm pretty sure if this woman was like a husband or a son or something, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have said all that shit.
I mean, Seiko, no doubt. I mean, that shit made me cringe when I heard that shit.
You want to do it? You want to do it?
Okay, hang on.
That was it right there. Yeah, he was about 15, 20 feet away from when he was screaming that.
You don't have to say shit to me.
I live more to
I got something in the car for you. You want to do it? You want to do it? You want to do it? Then let's roll. Let's do it.
He was loud with that shit.
And look where the cop is. And look where the cop is.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you one thing, man. That lady didn't cause those flat tires. I can tell you that for sure, man. I've seen those types of damages on rims too many times. Those white scuffs, there ain't no way they came from that car. That was a pre-existing. Some bullshit happened prior to this shit.
Yeah, but I just think it's funny. This dude gets a bulletproof vest for to check his mail, but this woman comes up and like tries to talk to him calmly, and he just loses his mind. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If like a Debo looking dude or some Michael Clark Duncan motherfucker was in there, I'm pretty sure he would have calmed himself down like really quick. I mean, I know if that was like my mom's sister, like I'd be damn sure he wouldn't have talked all that shit.
I know that's right.
Damn sure I would have damn sure made him mind something. Like Psycho, what do you think?
Oh, I definitely agree. He's a coward. He's a coward. That ain't the first time he's threatened a female. I've heard him threaten a female. That's the first time I actually seen him do it face to face. But I mean, he's done threatened a whole lot of females before. He's a punk. He's a coward. He's supposed to be debate. He was supposed to be debating Polite today. It was actually supposed to go down today, August 28th. He was supposed to have been up in Harlem debating Brother Polite and everything else, but then he got scared because after this incident happened, a lot of people was like, saying, like, bruh, you better hope I never see you because, like, like that could have been my sister, my daughter, my mother, my aunt. Like, you done lost your mind. Like, something like, like they pretty much was throwing insinuations that if they saw him, they was going to check him. So he started getting all scared and everything else. I think he was scared to debate myself too. I think after this incident happened, I think he kind of knew he was going to lose the debate, so he kind of used that as an excuse not to come. But yeah.
Is the gentleman's name T.J. Sotomayor?
Yeah. T.J. Sotomayor.
Yeah.
I've heard of him, but only vaguely. I've heard of the gentleman, but I don't know anything about him. Not impressed here.
Like, what'd you say?
I've heard of T.J. Sotomayor before, but I don't know anything about him other than that, and I certainly wasn't impressed with what I saw here.
Yeah, he's some like black guy that hates black women, but like anytime some white people criticize him, he'll bring up the race card or some shit. I mean, it's god damn it, that is annoying. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, so he's a crazy ass dude. It really doesn't matter. Let me see what else we got here on tap. Bad echo.
Is that me?
I think maybe.
Yeah, it was you.
Hold on. Okay, yeah. Hold on, everybody. I'll fix that.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to break a rule and go to a very retarded place anyway.
Oh.
Okay, so we have. Okay, we got Mind Out of Brain and Afterlife Spirit Material by True Empiricism.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. I know.
Physical and chemical phenomena, or merely a tool leading for the spirit. There have been many scholars over the past 600 years, such as Hippocrates, a Greek physician who stated, men ought to know that from the brain and from the brain alone arise our pleasures, joys, laughter, and jest, as well as our sorrows, pains, griefs, and tears. Through it in particular, we see, hear, and distinguish the ugly from the beautiful, the bad from the good, the pleasant from the unpleasant. I hold that the brain is the most powerful organ of the human body. Wherefore I assert that the brain is the interpreter of consciousness. There are many people who disagree, who are both religious.
I think he's pretty much on point. That like this guy, at least more so than Ronnie is.
Yeah, I didn't disagree with anything I heard so far.
All right.
They're non-religious. Some people have turned to NDEs, or near-death experiences, as evidence to confirm their stance on the issue. In one of the largest studies ever done on NDEs by a team based in the UK, the editor-in-chief of the journal who published the work, Dr. Jerry Nolan, congratulated the team on the extensive work they have done, stating, "The researchers are to be congratulated on the completion of a fascinating study that will open the door to more extensive research into what happens when we die." The researchers studied for around 4 years cardiac arrest patients and analyzed.
Yeah, I mean, nothing. I mean, what happens when you die is that you're fucking like the physical processes that keep your brain functioning just stop. Like after that, you die. Nothing really special. Nothing. No woo shit. You're just dead. I mean, the same effects like you feel with NDEs or out of body experiences and shit like that. You'd achieve the same thing through sleep paralysis, through drugs and shit. It's not really all that surprising or new. I mean, fuck that. There was actually a study of some guy who had like a spike through his head, that altered his brain patterns and his personality and shit. So yeah, try being able to think or do anything with a bullet in your head, or if if your brain stops working, you can't.
Or if you watch the DirecTV Guide channel for more than a couple of minutes, you get the same effect.
Or if you watch a video by this asshole.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Yep. Anyway.
Accounts. They found that 40% of survivors described having some form of awareness at a time when they were declared clinically dead. In one case, an individual was clinically dead for several minutes and gave a detailed account of what had happened. This, of course, is very credible due to the fact that within the first 35 seconds of the heart stopping, the brain shuts down. So any suspicions of hallucinations or drugs is ruled out.
Okay, that's completely false. That is 100% false. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You like to elaborate?
I'm no biologist. I know that the brain can survive much longer than 30 seconds without blood pumping. I'd love to have information in front of me, but I know I've read enough research to know that at least is true. I don't want to say any more than that without stuff in front of me.
I mean, the way let me just hear more of this shit so I can
The brain can't go much longer than 30 seconds without blood, I don't think.
Bone, tendon.
Well, oxygen deprivation. I mean, you can.
Oh, you can go. Oh, the brain can go a while without oxygen, like 2 or 3 minutes, but without blood. Okay, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it anyway. Forgive me.
I mean, okay, at least with the stuff I've heard, right? Like, okay, say if a head gets decapitated from the body, it could be seconds to a couple of minutes before it just stops working. You know, and that's like without the heart pumping or whatever. So, I mean, and at least him. I mean, in the obvious reason of him like ruling out drugs or like sleep paralysis or other factors. I mean, he obviously wants this whole shit about like souls and shit to be true. So there's obviously a bias there. Anyway.
10th, 2008. Evan woke up with severe back pain at 4:30 a.m. After the emergency room discovered the issue, he was diagnosed with meningoencephalitis. After the bacterial meningitis that devastated his neocortex, he was given a 2% chance to live, and was expected that if he were to have survived, would have been in a vegetative state. During this period of time, Dr. Alexander also recalled an out-of-body consciousness he described as being more real than in his real body. What baffles scientists, as well as Dr. Alexander, is due to the damage done to his neocortex, this should not have been possible, indicating that whatever reality was experienced, it was not due to the brain.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Outside of the...
Wow, I know, right?
How many of you guys have ever had a true lucid dream before?
I have like a shit ton of times.
I've had about a half a dozen of them, and yeah, they're pretty damn real. But what this guy's asserting is fucking ridiculous.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, even in the Casey sighting, I don't know anything about it, but even if there is true, and even if there is no current scientific explanation for what happened, that doesn't mean Jesus did it neither.
Yeah, and more to the point. I mean, the reason why people bring up like sleep paralysis, like drugs and like the feelings you get from that shit is that those are the closest methods and just the developing ones people use in order to try to replicate and understand how these processes even come about. Which these explanations are a lot simpler to accept than therefore being like a magical soul in a la la land after in an afterlife or some shit. I mean, what are you just gonna make some guy the gap shit with this? I mean, come on, it's
Well,
retarded.
that's what Ronnie does.
You know, an
Yeah.
amazing thing, Wolf. When I was in high school, there was a guy in high school, a classmate. He was blind from birth. He still is. He's blind from birth. And I actually asked him, I was like, do you dream? He said, yeah, I dream. He's like, do you ever see anything when you dream? He says, no, I don't. I just all hearing the same. And it's ever since then, I really think to myself, I'm like, are our dreams just a collection of what our senses experience? And from what that guy is telling me, it suggests that yes, it's a collection of experiences, and the guy's never dreamed in sight and in color. How could he when his brain doesn't have any kind of a way to experience it? I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Mm, yeah, it is interesting, but yeah, we're moving on. Okay, we got room for one more, just one more story, and then we're gonna have to call it quits. Okay, what do we have here? What do we have here? Okay, Atlanta for FX. Anyway, okay, so how about we got a story. It's Salafi preacher, some Muslim preacher, right wing, I suppose, like fundamentalist. Uh, Jews use SpongeBob to SquarePants to make people gay, without people kids gay. Yeah, I look at SpongeBob, and the next thing I know, I want to fuck some ass.
Yeah, and
Wow.
Beavis and Butthead provokes people to set fires, whatever.
Hmm.
اليوم وعن تأثيرها في أولادنا وأطفالنا ترى مو مثل ما كنا نفعلها قبل 20 سنة. أفضل وأكثر شخصية اليوم مؤثرة بالأطفال اسم عيالكم ما يعرفونها. أنا ما كنت أعرفها إلا قبل فترة قريبة. يسمونها سبونج بوب. سبونج بوب هذه اسفنجة صارت شخصية كرتونية، أشهر شخصية كرتونية على مستوى العالم يمكن اليوم. سبونج بوب الأصل فيه إنه ولد عنده أولاد ربعة وبنية اسمها ساندي، مجموعة ويعيشون عند شاطئ في جزيرة وقصص مثل مسلسل. المشكلة أن هذا الولد الأصل فيه إنه ولد، لكن أثناء المسلسل حركاته حركات بنية. حاولوا تفهمون وياي ها. يلبس أحيانا ملابس بنات، حركات وجهه حركات بنات، رموشه رموش بنات، دائما مايع، دائما خجول، دائما بسرعة يبكي ويخاف. ومنو القوي؟ الشخصية القوية اللي في المسلسل ساندي اللي تدافع عنه، البنية. البنية خشنة، البنية عنيفة، البنية تلعب كاراتيه، البنية. تدرون هذا الامر اكثر شخصيه هذه كرتونيه عالميه اليوم، حتى اطفالنا احنا الدول الخليجيه اكثر اطفالنا يعرفونه على حقائبهم، على دفاترهم، على كتبهم، على ملابسهم. الدنيا كلها صارت سبونج بوب. المشكله قاعدين يغرسون خلال هذا المسلسل ان الولد مايع ترف صفات بنيه، وان البنت خشنه عنيفه قويه صفات الرجل الولد. تخيلوا عيالنا بعد 10 سنين. أكثر الآن الشركات الأمريكية وراءها يهود، طبعا يعملون من ورائها عمل دؤوب وينفقون مليارات لتغيير أفكار الأطفال في العالم كله. هذه رسائل تبرمج عقل الطفل، فإذا كبر يتلقى هذه الأمور بصدر رحب.
ليش اليوم نسمع عن جماعات الإيمو والعبدة الشيطان وفئات الملحدين العرب وغيرها وغيرها؟ هذول ترى من صغرهم بغير ما نشعر كانت هناك رسائل خفية.
Okay, so basically he's trying to say that yeah, this is it's conspiracy by Jews to make people gay. What
Okay,
do you guys think?
I got three things I want to point out. First off, it's plainly obvious that this guy has a immediate family member, a son, nephews, whatnot. That's gay, and he found out he likes He likes SpongeBob. There's just no question about it. He's pissed off that a immediate family member is gay. That's just no question about that. All right, that might be a little like it's likely. It's likely. Okay, yeah, I want to say it's likely. I'm being really facetious about that. I apologize.
I mean,
Second,
he could just be yeah. I'm throwing it out there, just but go ahead.
Second, this guy's talking about an emo movement when that is exactly what he's doing in this video. All right. Third, oh god, it was something else. What was it? There's something else in the middle of that, and I forgot what it was.
I mean, okay, fine. I mean, I just think it's weird, right? Because I mean, he's saying, okay, SpongeBob is a boy, but he moves like a girl. It's a sponge, dude. I mean, it's he's humanoid in that. I mean, okay, I mean, he always looked to me at least SpongeBob is like at least by the creators is he's boy-like, but he's also a man, but not really much of a man in that. Okay, he's this independent creature. He has his own house and shit. Like his parents, he doesn't live with his parents and shit. And he has like adventures like under the sea and shit. So, I mean, I would think you'd make arguments about like how like the relationship between SpongeBob and Patrick. I mean, because that's the best argument for like some gay shit going on, if anything. I mean, you know, like especially with that Valentine's Day episode where he was all jealous that he was everyone else got Valentine's gifts from SpongeBob except him. But other than that, yeah, he like there's really no sign of sexuality in that show. Okay, I mean, so what if Sandy like knows karate and shit like that, and it's kind of better than SpongeBob at it? I mean, so what? I mean, I never looked at SpongeBob and thought, I want to do is hump some ass. I want to do that shit.
It's because of this cultural bullshit in the Middle East where women have to be subservient, and he's fucking pissed that a woman is dominant.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That's agreed. Yeah. And also, I remember what I wanted to say before about the middle. He was talking about how women. He was talking about how SpongeBob has women's eyelashes. I don't think the guy realizes that men in general have longer and more luscious eyelashes than women. You ever notice that? Women actually, in general, have shorter and more and less dominant like type of long eyelashes than men do. So I don't know what this guy's problem is.
Yeah. Also, I mean, yeah, it's a popular series, but I mean, like, it's been on for like over a decade, and I mean, as popular as it is, it's kind of declining just a bit. So, I mean, and even if it was like uber popular as it was, I mean, it's not contributing to any like the people being gay at all. I mean, like there are much more there are more obvious examples. I mean, Korra like the Legend of Korra, for example, like that sequel to Avatar: The Last Airbender. She was the first bisexual character on Nickelodeon. It's the same channel.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Also Steven Universe, like it has a ton of fucking lesbian characters in there.
Yeah.
Like they have like embraces and shit like that. You got a shit ton of lesbians up in there. So I mean, there are more user examples than that.
I mean, here's the thing about cartoons like SpongeBob. I want to talk about SpongeBob and laugh my ass off. All right, I want to talk about SpongeBob and have a good time and just enjoy the humor. And this guy, it's like I don't understand just the logic. It's like they're. Oh, I can't even. It's like I can't even enjoy the sadistic humor that I love so much. You know, let's say, all right, Mermaid and Barnacle Boy, episode 4. You know, when Barnacle Boy jumps into the invisible convertible, and he gets this ass pound. It's like, man, I knew we should have got an automatic. It's fucking hilarious, man. And this guy is like ruining my fucking fun. Like, what the get the fuck out of here. Like, that's the way I think about it. I mean, I might be wrong. I don't know. I don't really
You're
care.
saying that when you're watching this shit, you need some kind of suspension of disbelief before you even go there.
Suspension of disbelief. No. I just want to fucking laugh my ass off. There's nothing. I mean, there's no underlying thing. There's just everything's at the surface with me, man. I just,
There's also the episodes where Squidward gets fucked. You notice that? Like, there are exclusively episodes where Squidward gets his ass handed to him in some way, like he gets scared by the Flying Dutchman, or his house is destroyed by SpongeBob and Patrick. It's hilarious.
oh, there's even a crack rock joke, man. When the episode with when the Penny Pinchers episode with Mr. Krabs, and Patrick's got a rock chain or something chained to his. He's carrying the rock in the hotel, and he's like, "Don't judge me."
Nice. I don't know.
Play my video, Wolf.
Hey, Mac. I think you ever see? You guys remember Cow and Chicken?
Yeah.
No. I love Cow and Chicken, man.
Yeah,
The Carpet Munchers episode.
Yeah, the lesbians and shit like that. That was crazy. Also, the thing with Satan and not even Satan, like the red guy in general. I mean, he was hilarious.
Oh yeah, cigarette smoking and yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, but this guy with SpongeBob, yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, Jews are using him as a plot to make kids gay. That's just lovely.
Oh man.
Anyway, so Mac, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Good to know. Okay, let's see what else we have.
Oh, forgive me for asking, but is anyone in this hangout into fantasy basketball?
No.
Not really.
Okay.
Okay, we got one more video. All right, it's the Satanic Temple spokesperson versus Child Evangelism Fellowship spokesperson. Neat.
What? Okay.
Lovely.
There you go. Graduation camp. Candy cane work. And the Satanic Temple said, okay, we're not here to teach about the red guy in the pitchfork. It's not scientific rationalization, free thinking. But then you go on YouTube and you check out their video, and I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of it. It's going to take a little bit of a chill down your spine. Get the red lettering in there. Is it indulgent TV? You get the voices, more foreboding music. So we got a representative from the group. We'll ask about the video here. The question, though, is in all of this is, and especially in some of these cities where it's being targeted, what are parents saying about it? Here's how they're reacting.
It's America. I mean, freedom of speech. My preference would be no, that we don't have it. But their preference would be that Christians not have their group, too.
All right, after school Satan, targeting possible locations. There you see 9 cities. Atlanta, that's where you heard the parents from the Atlanta area. Los Angeles, Seattle, Springfield, so kind of across the country there. Joining me to talk a little further about this via Skype's co-founder, spokesperson for the Satanic Temple, Lucian Grievous is with us, and by phone, the vice president for USA Ministries, the Child Evangelism Fellowship. They have the Good News Club, Christian after-school program. Moses Esteves joins us as well. Lucian, let me start with you. First off, clear up what you're teaching, because on one side it's about critical thinking, but then I saw that video that's got more of a Lucifer leaning to it. What are you teaching?
Well, we don't contain any items of religion
religious opinion in our curriculum, in contrast to the Child Evangelism Fellowship and the Good News Clubs, which train children to proselytize other children in public schools. We were hoping, actually, the video would be jarring and cause people to think about the lack of regulation and restriction on after-school club curriculum and the kind of materials that are being put forward in the schools. Because I think if most Christians knew what the Child Evangelism Fellowship was about and how they have an acrimonious relationship to many sects of Christianity, including the Catholic Church, they would be disgusted to know that they're coming in and training children, trying to coerce them into their way of fundamentalist, isolationist thinking.
Okay, well, and I'll ask Moses about that in just a sec, but while we're on what you guys are teaching, again, if you continue on with the video, you've got the foreboding voices and things like that, clear it up. Is it about free thinking, or are you talking about Satan in there to kids?
Well, I'm not sure where you're getting Satan in the video, other than that you see the imagery as being foreboding. It might be foreboding, but I don't think there's anything actually objectionable in any of it.
Okay, so
I love this guy. He's from American Atheist, and I just love his work, and especially within the video. I mean, it's hilarious. What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
his name is friggin' Lucian, and he's sexy. Looks sexy.
I like the fact that he was able to set up shop in Salt Lake City too.
Oh yeah, like the same where the Mormons people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see, Mac, what do you think right now?
Well, I know America's already gone down the toilet. Might as well, enter in the sewers by now at this point.
All right. So, you think he's really into Satan here? Because he's saying it's a metaphor, and he's explaining like how it is, in terms of scientific rationalism and all that stuff.
Again, just because the person does not say that they only believe in the, how do you say it, the metaphor, if that's what they want to call it, which is still stupid in a way, but if they say they want to believe in the metaphor of what Satan is, then they can do that. They can say that, but their lifestyle shows that they worship the actual person itself, which he is a real being that controls them and controls you.
Let's hear more video just to see if that's the case.
Again, teaching about Satan or not?
No, not teaching about Satan. It's a after-school club that's incidentally held by the Satanic Temple and executed by Satanists.
Got it. Okay. Moses, that's here, SD, sorry. So what is taught in the Good News Club after school?
Well, thank you for having me. The Good News Club is a nurturing, welcoming, privately sponsored after-school enrichment club, offering training in morals, character, leadership, citizenship, but from a Christian biblical perspective. We do a variety of fun activities with Bible stories, songs, and games, and we teach the children about God, that God loves them, that Christ loves them, and the children respond in wonderful ways to the message of the gospel, and their lives are impacted very positively. As a matter of fact, their behavior starts changing for the better. We have principles that have said, I just even recently read a quote, we have noticed an improvement in student behavior. Good News Club has provided us with an extra resource for our high-risk population. Another one said, since the Good News Club has been a part of our school, the office referrals have decreased. So we teach children to respect one another, respect their parents, respect their teachers from a Christian biblical base. And the community loves the clubs, and I think their enrollment demonstrates that too. Currently we have 178,000 children coming to this club, and they come because they love it. They are loved by their teachers, and it's a very positive experience for the school and the community.
Okay, there's the both sides of this, but you, Lucian, you see that this group is indoctrinating kids, right? And you want
not only that, not teaching the love of Jesus and the love of God. If you actually look at their material, they're specifically telling kids that they're sinners
and that they will go to hell, and that the ultimate outcome of the sin is death. And that's that's a primary reason why we think a counterbalance of having Satanists representing an after-school club and showing that people can be of a differing religious opinion or even embrace what looks like blasphemous imagery and still be moral and productive people. We think that sends a very positive message to children, because the idea of Satanists as this kind of outgroup for which we justify witch hunts and outgroup purges has never been very constructive.
Yeah. Okay, I think that'd be good enough material. But yeah. Anyway, so what y'all think of that?
Is this HLN? Am I saying that right? This is a HLN live broadcast.
I think like the Daily Sheriff, someone's recording out their TV. I'm not. I wish it was more immediate, but that's what they got to work with.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but I mean the stuff that he's talking about, I feel like it's pretty valid. I mean, to make it seem like this is an out group or something like that. I mean it's sort of like the same mindset that justifies like witch trials and stuff like that, which has never been really constructive, and just asking for equal representation for the sake of the kids, so they can like have like a choice between like faith or rationality and stuff like that. I think that's a fair thing,
Well, did you not realize that he just lied in front of your face and what he just said?
How did he lie exactly?
Wow. Okay. Whenever you teach someone about the Bible, and in case you've never heard of the idea of the Trojan horse, what they're doing is basically, hiding in plain sight. They're exposing exactly what they're doing, and he just said exactly what he's doing. He's telling people that, yeah, we're teaching them the Bible, but we're not teaching them the truth of what the Word says. We're not teaching them about sin. We're not teaching them about how to truly love Jesus. In order to do that, you have to be born again and actually obey Him. No, they're not teaching them that. They're teaching that you can that you can live a Christian lifestyle, quote unquote, and still be a Satanist, which is against what the Bible clearly says.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
No, he was criticizing the opposite side for not showing the message of empathy and love that Jesus was talking about, and
that is the message
on
of empathy.
Just hold on. He was referring more to the empathetic type of stuff that was usually talked about, and more focusing on the damnation and you're gonna go to hell unless you become a Christian, and he was saying that you can have imagery that's blasphemous or focus on rationality and stuff like that, and be moral and productive and stuff like that from his side. That's what he was saying. He didn't lie. I mean, he was giving a criticism and focusing on his own position as well.
And Mac, you're giving the inclination that this guy was trying to adopt whatever he was what he was teaching into some kind of Christian faith, and that is completely false.
I'm sorry. Say that. Wait a second. Say that again.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you saying that he was implying that you can adopt what he was saying into a Christian faith? Because that's what I'm getting at with what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that if you're a Satanist, so if you're teaching children about the Bible, one, that's blasphemy on your part.
How? All right. Wait. How? That doesn't make any sense in the beginning. What you're saying.
Because the Bible says in the New Testament, what fellowship does Christ have with Beelzebub? And that term, it means Satan.
He's not teaching about the Bible at all. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. You're actually confirming what I'm suspecting. He's not teaching about the Bible at all.
What is he referring to pertaining to Christianity when he tells them about morals?
He's referring to the mind of the rationale versus the mind of the theist. and it seems to be like you're trying your best to make those two things the same, in which they are not.
And how so?
I mean, just based off of what he said. I mean, he's like he's not teaching. He's teaching the kids about science and rationality and stuff like that. He's not teaching them anything about Satan or God of the Bible or anything like that. I mean, that's sort of what he was focusing on.
When
I mean,
he was
and
referring
he
to
was
when he
and
was
he was
referring to
criticizing.
Christianity, what was he doing?
Hmm?
When he was referring to Christianity, what was he doing?
Yeah, he was criticizing. He was criticizing the he was criticizing the fellowship because of their notions of teaching kids that they'll burn in hell unless they repent, and also I mean he was making it clear that if they can do that, their group should be allowed to actually have their own class, their own after school clubs, being able to give a counterbalance to this and to make them seem like they're an out group. I mean, that it sort of like brings back notions like the witch trials and stuff like that, which have never been really productive. And you know, I think
Well,
that's a fair criticism to make.
no, that's not a fair criticism.
How is it not a fair
I
criticism?
don't even think you were even entitled to make such a boast. I mean, that's just me, but I just.
And why? Why is that?
I mean, no. I mean, how is it not fair criticism? I just want to know about that.
Repeat that again.
How is it not fair criticism?
When you okay, the whole idea of what Satan is, and he's a deceiver. He's not out for your well-being. He's not out for your good. He's out to destroy you, to kill you, and to steal from you. And when you live after a lifestyle of that, what reason is there to trust someone like that to say that he's out for your well-being in any way?
Well, well, first off, in terms of like Lucian, who is the founder of the Satanic Temple, as well as as well as just the focusing on that. It's not that he believes or anyone believes or even I believe that there's a supernatural Satan. It's just
doesn't matter.
Just it's a cult. It works as a cultural narrative, to focus
but it
on.
doesn't. Again, it doesn't matter.
Greek thought, science, all that stuff, and not focusing on anything supernatural or superstitious.
Again, Wolf, that's irrelevant to what I asked you. What reason do I have to trust in someone who's living a lifestyle after a name, even if it's a metaphor to you? What reason do I have in the narrative of who Satan is? He's a deceiver. He's out to steal, kill, and destroy you. What reason do I have to trust someone who's trying to emulate that type of characteristic?
Well, I mean, you could go and like focus on their epistemology, like how they come to know things and stuff like that, and if it's based on some empirical evidence or rationale for what they're saying and stuff like that, you could go after and study and trust those words if it happens to correlate with the real world. I feel like if you're focusing too much on their ontological standpoint, I feel like that gets away from the exact points they're making and really just muddies the waters, so to speak.
Well, if you're going by someone's foundation, if it's not valid, then there's no reason to trust them based upon their foundation that they stand upon. There's no reason to trust you. There's no reason to trust anyone in here unless you stand on the word of God, which I do. That's why I'm able to, understand things better.
So
because
I mean, what reason do you have to doubt that what he's like putting up with this Satan After School Club? I mean, like what can you not trust about that exactly?
Because the person he is emulating is the very same one who is, again, he's a liar. He's out to steal, kill, and destroy you. He is not out for your well-being. Again, if someone is taught, and even when children are taught that there's a real place called hell, and that if they turn to Jesus Christ can save them from that because he does not want them to go there. And he tells you how not to go there. He tells you how to be born again of his spirit and to love the Lord God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself.
Mac, okay, that's nice and everything, but that's not relevant to what he said though. I mean, he was focusing. See, I mean, he was focusing on like the whole thing about science being the most reliable tool to understand how the world works and stuff like that, and teaching that to kids.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, what, Wolf? We've been through this. The first time I even came into this hangout, we've been through this. No, it's not.
How is it? I mean, how is it not? I mean, like we're talking on a computer right now built by science. I mean, is that not a good example?
It's not. No, it's not, because you and I both know that science starts off with assumptions that cannot be justified unless you're appealing to God.
Wow. Okay, I don't even know how to.
I don't think I ever granted you that.
Yeah, you did, because
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
this is you did, because you started off with the laws of logic. That's what you need in order to conduct science. Not to mention your sense of reasoning has to be valid, and the uniformity of nature has to apply.
Don't forget the very fact that the whole point of science is the ability to predict, and I believe it's doing a pretty damn good
That
job.
doesn't work if you don't have the laws of logic, sir. Nor if you don't have uniformity of nature. Nor if you don't have senses of reasoning being valid, sir.
Okay.
Just because
okay. We're gonna have to. Okay. Let me just explain it to you. Okay. So science has at its basis like this assumption of scientific naturalism, right? It has that as an assumption, which is that because there's no way to test or confirm the supernatural, it limited itself to scientific laws or naturalistic explanations. Now, the couple of things that is your sensory experience and the validity of induction. Now that pretty much is the basis for the scientific methodology, and because of that, it's been wildly successful. At
right,
no
but
point,
no. Here's the problem with that.
At no hold on. At no point do you have to assume anything about the supernatural in order to have a decent understanding about the universe and how it works. And it has been outrageously successful with flying a man to the moon, figuring out how to domesticate plants and animals. Alleviating disease, understanding how the stars work and align, and tells us how to predict time and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's helped us pretty well so far without any help of the supernatural hypotheses or anything like that.
Well, yeah. No, that's not how science works.
Well,
Based upon the
then do me a favor, Mac. Stop taking prescription medications. Stop taking antibiotics. Stop using
Right.
electricity. Stop using
Right.
the internet. Stop using the computer. Stop driving cars. Stop doing anything that involves technology over the last 400 years.
Yeah, you let me know when you're done. You done?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Again, that's not how science works, and I've told you. In order for it to work, again, for you, Wolf, and for every other scientist that does not hold the foundation of God, starts off with assumptions that they cannot account for, which I just told you. You use the uniformity of nature, your senses of reasoning being valid, laws of logic.
Yeah, you're
and
talking about the God of the gaps argument, and
No, I'm not, sir.
for every
Kaiser,
second, for every week, for every year that passes.
Kaiser, if you could just calm down and mute yourself and actually listen to what I said. It's not no God of it's not the God of the gaps argument, sir.
Yeah, it's not. There's something different. He's talking about the basis of it.
So Kaiser, I would appreciate if you actually listen to what I said. Pertaining to the laws of logic, okay? You as a non-believer, I'll just call you a non-believer because I don't know if you're an atheist, agnostic, I don't care. You as a non-believer, and Wolf, that includes you too, and everyone else in here. Your foundation starts off, in order for you to use science in any way, you have to say that the laws of logic has to apply. It has to apply objectively, and it has to apply across the board. It cannot change. That includes the uniformity of nature. That includes the ability for you to use induction. All of these things has to apply in order for you to conduct science in any way, which you cannot account for. So if I asked you, Wolf, hey, water gets cold and freezes at 32 degrees. I can account for that. In your foundation, you can't account for it.
What,
unless you're appealing to God, which you do.
You're talking about like logic and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, logic is language. There you go.
Logic is language.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. If logic is language, what created the language?
Well, it wasn't created. I mean, it was discovered by humans. Humans discovered that.
Humans discovered it.
If a language exists, logic exists, because without that, there would be no way to describe anything. So,
Well, you can't justify that, Wolf, because according to you, since evolution is a part of your foundation as well, according to you, you're nothing but chemical bark. You're nothing but chemical squeeze that just, manifested itself and, made you. So you can't justify that language is actually something that applies to logic or not. You can't know that.
okay, let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
You ever seen a cat that was all black and all white at the same time?
No.
Have you ever turned on and off a light at the same time?
No.
And why is that?
Because God.
No. Explain it, please.
Okay. God gives me the understanding that there cannot be contradictions pertaining to what is in reality.
Okay, okay. Now, specifically in terms of the sentence, why doesn't the sentence make sense to you?
You're saying, why doesn't the sentence make sense to me?
Yes.
Because it's not logical. It's not based upon truth.
Okay, how about this? In terms of your experiences, have you ever seen a cat that was all black and all white at the same time?
No.
And why? Because it's incoherent?
Yeah, and because of God established what was coherent and what is not.
Well, I mean, you know what? I'll say this: you're entitled to your belief on that, but I think a simpler explanation for that is because it just hits the ear wrong, because it's just described inaccurately with regard to our experiences. We just don't use that. We just don't use that in our language.
Well, you can't. Well, this is the problem though, because you're getting to my foundation, which starts off with God. I'm speaking from yours, which starts off with assumptions and with nothing. Because again, in order for you to make that prediction that you just said, in order for you to do that in your foundation, you have to justify the laws of logic and the uniformity of nature, which you cannot account for. If evolution is real to you, which I'm from the last time I've talked to you, I'm pretty sure it is, then it's just like if I shook up a bottle of Coke and a bottle of Pepsi, and they both shook up and fizzed, and you said and I asked you which one of these fizzes is true, you would say that would not make any sense, and I would say you're right, because you're appealing exactly to chemical fizz that's going on in your chemical processes. And you would not say that the chemical processes in your brain can give you truth. Just like the Coke and the Pepsi cannot give you truth.
Can you do me a favor? Can you explain briefly to us what your concept of is the law of logic? Because every time you say that, it confuses me even more and more, because I really don't understand what you mean by that.
I'll do it. He's talking about the law of non-contradiction, law of excluded middle, and the law of identity. And the thing here is, whenever you tell me that I can't do X from your foundation, you're giving me something of an argument from incredulity, or like either you can't imagine it coming from my view, or an argument from ignorance, where you can't understand how it comes from my view. Therefore, you're justified in using supernatural explanations. And I disagree. No. I disagree with you on that. I have given you a foundation. Mm-hmm. I think that logic is language. I've given you examples as well as Kaiser about how this stuff just makes sense to us in terms of logic. You're saying that God gives you it. I say that humans developed this. That this was developed in humans via evolutionary processes, with laws of physics and chemistry. And honestly, I think that that's a simple explanation in you saying that God done did it. I feel like it's your burden of proof to show how God actually.
Well, I have just by you.
Everything that Wolf and I have demonstrated is not only it's also testable and measurable. You're just talking God this, God that, God this, God that. Everything that Wolf and I have presented to you they're all testable and measurable.
No, they're not, Kaiser. You can't show me. You cannot measure or test the laws of logic, can you?
No one's saying we can.
No. Hold on. No. Wolf. Hold on. He said everything that you got between you two, y'all have shown me is testable and provable.
Okay.
Show me. Okay. Do you remember the examples? Do you remember the examples we gave?
Yes, but you're appealing to the laws of logic, which I just
Mac,
told you
you
cannot
are the
account
only
for.
one talking about the laws of logic. I have not. I don't even know how to even contemplate that. I don't even know what that means. That's according to you.
It's not according to me.
Now you're projecting onto both of us. I never
No,
mentioned anything
I'm
about the
not,
laws of
Kaiser.
logic. Wolf never did. Only you have.
Kaiser, if you was not paying attention, and I don't know where you were the last like 3 minutes we were just talking. Wolf just explained to you what was meant by the laws of logic, which I agreed with.
He said it was an incredulity. Thank you.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he did. Okay, well, we'll let the live chat. We'll be the judge of that when we rewind.
Yeah. I said the law of identity, and not a law of excluded middle and law of non-contradiction. That's what he's talking about. And he's saying that God like grants him that stuff, and the examples we gave shows that it's not logic is language. That's what went on. And the reason I disagreed was because it was for him. Anytime he says that. We can have this. It's either an argument from ignorance, meaning he doesn't understand how they can co-rise from our worldview, or incredulity, he can't imagine it. But either way,
here's the problem that you run into when you say that the law of logic is language and that we created said language. If you talk to a person who is mute, does that make him non-logical?
No.
I don't know, but I feel like I'm talking to true empiricism all over again here, man. That's
no.
Hold on, Will. First of all, Kaiser, you're not listening to the conversation that you just had with me.
Just explain it. It's fine. Just explain it, dude. Just to give your. I said no. That just because they're mute doesn't mean they're not rational or logical.
Right. So, logic is not language then, according to you.
No, they could still communicate what they mean through sign language. There you go.
Okay, so if no one can understand, like for instance, the Navajo have a language to where it's not written down. You cannot communicate it with hands. It's only spoken verbally. That's how their language works.
The vast
So if no one else can understand the Navajo language, and no one else can understand what they're saying, and they cannot convey what they are saying to you, does that make them not logical then?
Of course, they're still logical. I mean, like on some level, you understand what they mean because you're saying that it's so on some unique level it can't be written down. It can only be spoken. So yeah, I mean they are logical.
Okay.
I mean I don't think it's beyond like they're beyond understanding or anything. So yeah.
Right.
It's certainly not objective. That's for sure.
It's not objective. Laws of logic is not objective.
No, a language that's being interpreted that's not written down, or oh man, you know what? Just shit.
Yeah, basically, what the example? Yeah, they're still logical. I mean, okay.
I'm just still confused because from my understanding, the laws of logic cannot be considered a language because language was formed and. From my understanding, the laws of logic is objective. It was not formed or created.
Yeah, I would see. The thing is, I never said that they were subjective either. I mean, I think that they're the basis for which we describe our experiences. We have to make sure that the model that represents is accurate as possible, and if it's not, we refine it or like replace it with a new model of it. So, that's pretty much close to objective as we can. I feel like more reading on this could be done for all of us, doing more research so that we don't run into like misconceptions like that. But
Well, the problem is that really the only reason I'm even doing this is to get you to understand where your foundation is and where mine is, and how if you're going off about the foundation of yours, what does it lead to? And if you're going by the foundation of mine, where does it lead to? So I don't use no God of the gaps argument because that's pointless. I'm telling you, he's the foundation for everything. Your life, your being, your very reason to speak, your very reason to even open your eyes. He is the reason why you have that ability, that existence.
Well, Mac, I can tell you this, man. I am perfectly comfortable with not knowing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and see the thing with me is like I don't. I mean I've talked with pre-suppers for a number of years, and I feel like from like the small and more obscure to like the more I guess for lack of a better term, we're fine, but still kind of whiny. And I think we all know who that one is. But anyway, that being said, I think pretty much that this isn't really a problem for me. I'm aware of where my foundations stand, and I'm aware of the strengths and weaknesses that I rely on. But if as long as I'm open to those new experiences, as long as I'm aware of like how to make those that foundation clear and transparent, I pretty much have no problem with saying I know things or I don't know things in that regard. But I do know how these things are described. Yeah. But that being said, this has been a good talk. I'm gonna go off air. All right, guys, it's been Wolf King, Beyond Take number 8. Thank you for joining everyone, and peace out. Awoo, and later, El Satan.